Hello, it's 9:20 in the morning and today is a maths tutor day and she's coming at 9:30. I've had to confiscate Izzy's phone so she can be ready in time. The maths lesson is done. How did you get on, Isabel?
Okay, but I'm tired.
Somebody had a new book last night, didn't they? And stayed up reading it until midnight, she's just confessed. No wonder you were so tired this morning. Anyway, they've got through all the little flagged difficult areas in the folder which have been accumulated. Yeah, there we are. Trigonometry was causing problems. I had to start a fresh folder for maths because that was falling apart. Like, as opening it, the things were popping and all the pages were falling out, so that wasn't good. She's completely brain boggled now. I, in the meantime, did quite a lot of earwigging because I'm very interested to see how it goes. But also, I put about 2 weeks worth of laundry away that's been mounding up on my floor in my bedroom. I know. I can't do it all. So I haven't been managing to get the laundry away, but I did today and it's like a clean slate up there. Look at this lovely clear space. That was covered in a mountain of clothes. It kind of started over there and then it kind of edged over. It was like mounding up the steps. I'm cutting up a bit of mango for a snack. I started earlier while she was in her lesson actually and I forgot I was doing it. She's just disappeared upstairs with a bowl. I'm rather hoping it's going to perk her up because she's really drowsy and tired and I think it's because she hasn't drunk enough as well. So I'm rather hoping a big bowl of chopped up mango and a glass of squash is going to sort her out. I ran out of mango. I don't normally peel my apples, it's just this one had been sitting in a fruit bowl for a long time and was all wrinkly and unappetising looking. But I know the insidey bits would be nice. There we go. I'm going to have a bit of soya yoghurt on it. It's actually a live yoghurt. It's got the live cultures and that in it. I am a lid licker. Are you? See if I can manage this without making a mess. That was really good. Even the old apple. I didn't stir it up. It's layered, the mangoes at the bottom. Let's hope Isabel is cheered up a bit by the time we start biology. I said let's start at 11:15. Which is in 5 minutes. We're doing the ear at the moment. I had her drawing some diagrams yesterday. Try and get her to engage with it. We're doing the oval window and the round window. I've been hearing about blurting as a revision technique, which is when you study a topic and then you get a blank bit of paper and you blurt on the paper every single thing that you can remember about that topic. And what it does is it makes you think about it through that process of mulling it over in your mind. That's when you're sort of consolidating and fixing it in your mind more. It's an active way of learning because being read to is very passive. Reading is passive. Copying out notes is passive. You're not really thinking about it. There's no level of challenge. I've been watching study tubers. Study tubers are a thing, apparently. And they have channels devoted to studying. And one of them was talking about the right level of difficulty, the good, comfortable level of difficulty where it's just a bit niggling, you know, it's a bit challenging, but it's not so challenging that it's overwhelming. So you've got to apparently get yourself in this correct zone of difficulty level. Also, with that blurting thing, once you've blurted, you go back to your notes and you look to see what gaps there were in your knowledge. Then the bits that weren't there, you could write them in a different colour and then you could see what you needed to learn. Oh, getting hydrated. Excellent. How are we feeling now, Isabel? Are you excited to learn about the ear?
No.
Oh dear.
I don't like biology.
But it's so fascinating.
To you.
You're going to do some blurting for me.
No.
Yeah, I've just been telling them all about it. Blurting. Yeah, we'll see how you get on. Someone really is not awake this morning.
No.
Oh, God, blimey.
Tired.
Chaos. Ugh. Whoa, look at this. Coffee, that's what I need. That's particularly nice today, I don't know why. Hey, maths tutor mentioned this. She didn't recommend it. She said she doesn't know anything about whether it's any good, but there is a service called Mark Your Papers that you can submit past papers that you've done yourself, and they will mark it for you for a charge. I know nothing about it. She knows nothing about it. She just knows that it exists because she's seen it online. Isabel has some really spectacular sneeze attacks, don't you?
Good.
She's not having one now. I was like, oh, I was just going to film you, see if you have one of your really violent, rapid-fire sneeze attacks.
Just had 2.
No, they weren't the normal fortitude, were they? They were only Richter scale 2.
I have a theory that when people open like books and stuff, loads of paper molecules, well not molecules, you know what I mean. Particles come up, and I see them like when they're in sunlight and stuff, and I think I might like cause me to sneeze.
You are allergic to dust, but it's probably an irritant, isn't it? Like sawdust it's not that you're actually allergic to the wood, it's just it irritates you. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to read her the revision sheet. So I've got the light here, I just realised it's quite uneven. Yeah, I'm going to read the revision sheet first, and then she's going to do some blurting. Have you got your 2 pens ready?
Over there.
There they are. Which one is that I know it, and which is that I don't know it yet?
Purple.
For?
Know it.
We've done about 40 minutes so far of biology, and we're going to have a toasty break now and then carry on after that because her attention is just it's not going well today. I gave that a bit of a go. She was very reluctant to engage, you know, this is the ongoing problem with biology. She's happy to just sit there passively, but when it comes to actually applying brain power, she's not into it. So anyway, I just insisted and felt like a meanie guts. So I went through all the revision sheet with her, and you could tell she wasn't really listening. She was bored, she was like, ugh. And I thought, this is no good, right? I'm going to give you a chance. And then I said, I'm going to give you 10 minutes to blurt down on the paper everything that you've remembered, but I'm going to take the folder away so you can't see it. So that's what I did. And she came up with a small list. She did remember some stuff, but I think it was too hard. So then I broke it into chunks. So for example, I've put a big rectangle around this chunk, so we just concentrated on that bit alone. And I gave her 1 minute, and I got the stopwatch on to try and make it into a bit of a game. 1 minute to have a good look and try to memorise all these just in the short term, and then got her to write them down, and she remembered all of them but one, so that was progress. Probably she'll have forgotten them tomorrow, but I think if we keep redoing them, there's a chance they'll start to stick. Now this section was just so enormous, I figured she needs prompting questions rather than just trying to remember what it was, because she's just not interested in physics at all. So this is like talking about sound vibrations through the air, reaching the ear, and then it sort of talks about the journey through the ear, through all the little different parts of it, what happens, how many sections there are. So it's like even breaking it down to what's going on inside the cochlea or the cochlea, whatever you want to call it. So I was just looking at these sentences and converting them into questions off the top of my head, into varying difficulties according to what I felt she was ready to handle for that sort of difficulty sweet spot that I was talking about earlier. So they varied from true or false, if I really thought she wasn't going to get it, just to get her to think about it, you know, and engage with it, to multiple choice, give her a choice of 3 things that could happen. Name recall, like for instance, this is at one end of a snail type structure called the beep. What was the word that was missing? You know, things like that. So yeah, doing it like that really, just ad hoc. Anyway, I'm going to make toasties. Izzy's having a ham toasty, which is toastying now. I love mushroom and cheese toasties. Is Izzy done? Let's have a look. Yes, nearly. I'm going to slice my cheese up with my Osterhovel Norwegian cheese slicer thingy. Look, it does nice thin slices. First time I used one of these, I cut somebody's hand with it who was trying to help. Whoops. When I was 16, I was in a wind band, one of these youth wind bands, and we went to Norway. Or it might have been the high school's wind band actually, I can't remember. It was one of them. And we met up with another wind band of Norwegians, and we did a few concerts and stayed with Norwegian family. This is the problem with the Osterhovel, I find. I don't know how this happens, but it does. Let's just even up the balance there a bit. I think I've got too much cheese on the go, but that's the asymmetry is upsetting me. There we are, look at that. Yes, and we really liked this cheese plane because we'd never seen it before. And one of the Norwegian families that we stayed with actually went out and bought one for us to take home, one each. And I still have it. Years later, I was 16 and I am now nearly 45. So it's done well. It's as good as the day it was given to me. Look, what is my computer doing? The other day, I got a pup. And no, I don't mean the cute fluffy sort. I mean a potentially unwanted program which I inadvertently downloaded. It piggybacked its way in on some driver software that I was trying to download. It's a fake antivirus, and I looked it up, I googled it, I cannot get it off. It just won't. You go through all the normal uninstall features and then it has a limited range of options for uninstalling, and then it just says no. You've got an active subscription. I've got a feeling I'm going to have to wipe everything off my hard drive and re-upload it again. I don't really know how to do that. But IB does, so I think I might need his help. I hope the laptop's not going to be out of order for a few days though. It's a disaster. It won't turn off. It's just frozen. So I don't know what to do. Let's try Control Alt Delete again. No, nothing. It won't turn off. There'll be no uploads if I can't use my laptop. I'll have to learn to shoot and edit on my phone for a few days. This is a disaster. Use it for all my home ed teaching and everything. It is Friday today as I'm filming this, so I've got a couple of days leeway really, but don't do much school on the weekends. I think I can access some printable resources on my phone. From Corbett Maths you can anyway. Well, it's just not doing anything. I hate it when this happens because once you start Googling solutions, it could take up an infinite amount of time and I need to move on and do literature with Izzy. I wonder if it'll just go into sleep mode or if it's just going to stay like that. It's like someone's having a laugh, isn't it? I did it. I powered it down. I held the power button down for 10 seconds and it went off. Hello Isabel, how are you? This is the new dress, isn't it?
My lip is painful.
Zooming in. Oh, that doesn't look very nice.
I've been emoliating like loads.
Yeah.
But
oh, look at this. I'm running an AGV scan and said virus is still popping up. Oh, it's the uninstaller. I don't know what to do. I think like whenever I press uninstall, it's just doing more horrible things to my computer. Anyway, I've been completely distracted by that. We need to do literature and we need to do it now, don't we? Yes. Literature we're doing on the sofa today. It's lots of bits with me reading and discussing and then some parts for her to do independently as a result of that. So it's kind of interspersed. So I'm coming and going as needed and she's doing some independent stuff and I'm trying to sort my virus out. A deep scan on the AGV that I pay for and it found it. I didn't know there were different levels of scan. This is how untechy I am, but I texted IB. Here it goes. Sugurazo deleted. The pup is no more. Ooh, pew. I've had an epic break of playing Candy Crush and eating crisps. What time was it? It's 4:15. I think Isabel quite enjoyed the literature today. Definitely prefers it to maths and science. We've got one thing left to do together today and that is history. And after that she's got a few little finishy up things. But other than that, we're done and we're getting the Friday feeling. I'm just making hot chocolate for Izzy and heating up some coffee I made earlier for me. I'm still using my gas kettle. I haven't bought an electric one yet. I know what will happen. I'll start using it because I'll be lazy and it'll be bad for my electricity bill. And I heated the leftover coffee back up in that as well because I've realised that by contrast when I heat it up in the microwave that tips up into the red as well, so I think it's just more cost efficient to do it on the stove. It's a gas stove, mind. If it was electric probably it would be as much, wouldn't it? Right then, what we got left today? This one today Europe splits into 2 armed camps. I'm ticking them off as they've been covered, so I'm doing about 3 double spreads a week and doing all the related work in the book. Well, the stuff in the blue workbox anyway. We're saving the practice questions for revision period. I'm a bit stingy with Izzy's hot chocolate. I do a bit of milk, which is about that much in the cup, because she has it quite lukewarm because of her heat urticaria. And then I just top it up with hot water. She's quite satisfied with that. She's always had it that way. Get some more of a milky tea consistency rather than full-on thick milk all the way through. Here's mine. Leftover. Oh, there's not much of that in there. I might have to do a hybrid and put some instant coffee in as well. Otherwise it's going to be a bit weak. Sacrilege! Oh no, there's not much left. Oh, there's probably enough. I have the refill pouch. Yes, good. Are you excited for history? She looks like she's doing Tai Chi, but I think it's actually a dance routine. What are you doing, Isabel?
Just learning a dance.
She says, just learning a dance. I'm never quite sure what this mic is picking up, so I often repeat what she said for the sake of you hearing it. And then when I come to edit it, she was perfectly audible and I just sound like I'm repeating things. But there we are. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!